You got the Steelers at 3-1, the Broncos at 3-2, and also the Chargers at 3-2. And lo and behold, your 3-2 New England Patriots. Which one do you think is the most dangerous out of all four, knowing their current predicaments, if you will, for the Chargers being banged up? The Steelers are coming off of a 3-1 start and a bye, but there's a lot of wait and see still for them. We just saw what the Patriots did and the Broncos just did. Chris, what do you got for me?
So if the Chargers had both their tackles and all the people that they came into the season with, I'd say it's the Chargers. I mean, like,
they're on,
but
they're
the
on,
reality
they're on tackles 4 and 5 and running back 3 and 4 right now.
It's crazy. And they've got no pass rush. They play zone behind it. So, they're up, what's creek without a paddle. And so you've got that. And then you've got, you mentioned the Broncos. Here's my take on the Broncos. They're such a well-coached football team. Sean Payton does such a great job. The quarterback has to just make the throws when they're there. If the quarterback makes the throws when they're there, they might be 5-0. And of course you are, including in that assessment, the Colts game where there's that leveraging penalty.
Right.
I'm sure fans would say, "Oh my, we should have won that game." And you could certainly argue that fact. But I guess the point I'm making is like it's the game the other day, which was such a big deal for the Broncos, is a microcosm of everything. In the first half, Sean Payton's scheming up shots and plays to the point where, like, if Bo Nix hits them, they're winning that game at the half. There's zero shock that they won that game for me, even being down. Because in the second half, you could see, the Sean Payton effect, the run game, getting the ball on the perimeter. You had an Evan Ingram drive. You had a, Cortland Sutton drive. And I just think when you pair that with the defense and being able to go into Philadelphia and beat that team that has a very unique advantage over you where the tackles can handle the edges. And now I know Benito had 2.5 sacks, but 2 of them, Jalen Hurts has the ball for 6.5 seconds, each time. It's like, it's like you can watch The Godfather. Seriously, in one of the drop back passes that Benito. So it's like, bro, like I don't think people put enough stock in that. Like going to Philly and 2 of your best players are just not going to be huge factors in the game, and they can handle them with their tackles, and we still find a way to win that game. I say all that to say, like, I would have said the Chargers, but the Broncos in the state they're in are the most dangerous out of the teams you just mentioned. I need to see a bigger sample size of the Patriots. The thing I love about the Patriots, though, and people are talking about, hey, it's about Drake May and Josh Allen and division, all that. It's really more about, like, Josh Allen has to contend with Mike Vrabel's teams and, like, the personality of those teams and the way it bleeds into the way the defense hunts him and the physicality with which they play. Like, there was a drive in the third quarter where, they were hitting Josh, and I was like, man, he hasn't looked. Remember, he played Houston last year and got really dinged. He actually had a concussion, I think, in that game, and they put him back in the game, which is a shame. But he was getting beat up. And, it's one of those things now where, like, every time he plays New England, he's going to know that those hits are coming. Does that take him out of his game? I think the other night looked like a vintage Vrabel spot. And I love the way Josh calls a game. Like, early in the game, we're going to dink and dunk. We're going to take what's there. We're not going to put too much on the quarterback, but when it's time to make the big throws, he did. And I think Drake's fabulous. So a lot of fun. Let me give you the non-answer.
No. You gave me an answer. You said the Broncos. You actually gave the Broncos an answer. And the Patriots, again, the fact that McDaniels can dial it up with Drake May towards the end of a game, and he can go 13 of 14 in the second half and make the throws and get out. I mean, he's the one who looked more like Josh Allen than Josh Allen on Sunday night. He really did. I mean, getting out of Daquan Jones's grasp to make a 12-yard gain to start a drive to win it.
Yes,
I mean, that's
you need more. You need
stuff.
more out of your offense. If you're the Bills, you have to score 30 points in that game. Like, right. I know that the Patriots have a good defense, but the Bills will tell you, like, they didn't execute. They turned the ball over. That's very uncharacteristic of them. Mm-hmm. The next time they play, they're going to try to turn that thing into a shootout. And that's what they should do. And, so I think the Pats are here to stay as far as, like, they're going to be a pain in Buffalo's ass for a long time, especially with Vrabel's personality and everything.
All right, Chris, who's on your pod? this week. What do we got? Who do we have?
Bro, nobody, man. We're just it's,
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.